Welcome back, everyone. Nigeria politics just got even hotter. So recently, El-Rufai'S son was calling for separation of Nigeria. Like, he said that one Nigeria is a fraud, that we need to go back to regional government because this one Nigeria is not working. That was a heavy statement. It shows how deep frustration and the division have become in Nigeria. Like, it shows that Nigerians are tired. Like, Nigerians are tired of this one Nigeria because nothing is working, my people. Recall that this is exactly what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, that one Nigeria is a fraud. And this is one of the reasons Mazi Nnamdi Kanu still in detention. So today, IPOB says that El-Rufai'S son, unlike Nnamdi Kanu, walks free after openly declaring one Nigeria is a fraud. My people, this selective justice in Nigeria is also why Nigeria may not move forward, my people. Another story, before I allow you guys to listen and hear what Barrister Darlington have to say concerning this particular matter about El-Rufai'S son, what he said. So, recently, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike traveled to UK for medical attention 4 years after saying no need for overseas care. And this has raised questions like, why is Nigeria politicians this wicked? Like, why are these people this heartless? We have the money, we have the resources to build the best hospital in Nigeria, but these people refuse to do that because they know that Nigerians are going to benefit from it. If they have headache, they will travel for abroad for treatment. Why is these people this evil and shameless? Anyway, make allow you guys to just listen to Barrister Darlington, because Barrister Darlington is not the strongest opposition we have in Nigeria. This man is giving APC and Tinubu government to woto. Just take a listen. Please do wait to subscribe for more updates. Like the video, share it, and give it a like. Thank you so much for doing so.
Thank you. Barrister Darlington, I read a tweet about what the current state of Nigeria is at the time with our political elites, how they're possibly experimenting with the Nigerian people. They're poking and prodding and testing the patient. But it seems like Nigerians have decided to just remain. They don't want issues. They just want to go about their businesses. With the imposition of tax and the current living condition, insecurity plaguing, and Nigerians having to look for a way to save themselves rather than rely on our security operatives, with the police harassing instead of protecting, the police targeting, injuring, brutalizing the people, and not providing a proper safety net for their people, Nigerians continue to absorb all of these discrepancies. Still, we are also divided amongst ourselves. What will you say to that, so that we can move on to other topics?
What the man said is not peculiar to all Nigerian politicians.
Okay.
We started seeing these things under Tinubu.
Really? Are you sure?
Yes, especially this divisive politics. In fact, it has become prominent under Tinubu's government, especially in this Lagos. Esther, I grew up in this Lagos. I've said this several times. Jack Conde passed through here. All the military administrators, they passed through this Lagos. Fashola passed through here now. So, Ambode passed through here. Did we see all these things under their watch? Because as of today, Tinubu is, in fact, he has become a de facto governor of Lagos State, based on his influence, overriding influence in what goes on here. I mean, you saw what happened during the disagreement of the governor and the state assembly and Obasa. He had to personally intervene. And at the end of the day, the governor's sins were forgiven according to him. So, if he has so much influence to forgive the sin of a governor, is that not playing God? So, it is prominent under Tinubu. That is why I keep telling you, let's call a spade a spade. Because when you say Nigerian politician, no, I disagree.
Why do you disagree?
Because they are not the same.
This divisive nepotistic tendency in our polity was also witnessed during the administration of late Muhammadu Buhari. This is the premise through which the supporters of the president feel that this is not just starting with this administration, it started with the previous administration. Secondly, you heard the audio I played of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, where he said that all of what is happening are distractions. The economy is blossoming, the policy implementations are working. He's engineering and calling for Nigerians to work together to achieve a prosperous nation. And he believes that things will actually work out fine.
Have you ever seen anybody who says the mother soup is not sweet? tell me. All these things he's saying and praising himself, I mean, it shows that he has failed. Because if you have done right, you don't need to talk. The people will be blowing your trumpet for you. It's very obvious. Why are they calling Jonathan to come back after he left office since 2015? Is it not because of how he ruled Nigeria? So when things are very obvious, you don't need to force it. APC came for a mission, and that mission is to destroy Nigeria, and they are doing it big time. This nepotism has become their trump card. That's the card they always play. That Buhari played it. Is that why Tinubu should play it? No, tell me. You can see. When did you start hearing that people can no longer hold meeting in Lagos? If you are not an APC?
It's not just in Lagos State. I mean, we're experiencing insecurity across all parts of the country. It's not specifically just Lagos. Imo State literally does not have a government right there. The youthful population have deserted the states. There are complaints of insecurity in Anambra State. There are complaints of insecurity in the northeast, the north central. Every aspect seems to be on an unruly path. So beyond the state of Lagos, as you say, the question is this: at what time would we have leadership that has empathy, leadership that resonates the situation that Nigerians are going through, not necessarily just for one particular state or one particular region?
They say the example is better than precepts.
Okay.
When you see evil being tolerated in one place and people are using it to get on, it's a question of time before others will copy. That's the truth. Under whose watch did this insecurity escalated? Under whose watch? No, tell me. This nepotism and tribalism, under whose watch?
It was also obvious in the previous administration as well.
APC,
there was imbalance.
APC as a party, means it is part of their what? Their slogan or their motto or their manifesto. If not, why would the Tinubu continue all the bad things that Buhari did in office? Why would he? If it's not their manifesto. You mean they don't know what they are doing? They know. All of a sudden, Lagos has become a private property of somebody. Except you are from his clique or from his caucus. You can't even hold an ordinary meeting in Lagos. Barrister,
it's not only in Lagos. You keep hampering on Lagos. It's not just Lagos. It's not just Lagos.
Esther, where did it start? Esther, since you don't want to listen to me, you have started. Who started all this? That's what we are. Something started from somewhere. Something like this is Siberian package they are giving governors. Even states that are very poor. You see them when they are governors, they package 600 million. A house in Abuja, a house in Lagos, changing of cars every 3 or 4. What for? Was it not in this Lagos that it started? Of all the governors in Lagos, only one of them, one is collecting that up to today. Only one person, one. One. I am telling you that this thing started from somewhere, and that is why I am hammering on it. Don't allow evil to fester. It's a matter of time before it will now spread. And you're not telling me, it's happening here, it's happening there, it's happening there. It's like this Agboro business. Look at how the thing is blossoming in Lagos. Esther, don't you think that it is a matter of time before other states? Look at what happened in Abuja. That Agberos were chasing a man. They chased him and the wife to death. Is that not true? Where did you copy this evil practice? That is the question. Who introduced it? Who brought it about? Lagos was never like this, Esther. That is what we are saying. Call a spade a spade. Because when you say it happened here, it happened. Who started it? Who started it? And who is benefiting from it? And who is using it to climb up? Because I've been telling you, if you remove Agbero in this Lagos, APC will not win a single seat anywhere. From state at our assembly to local government, they will not. So, is that what you call success, Esther? The ordinary meeting Roosevelt wanted to assemble or he wanted to attend. Who disrupted it? Was it not Agberos, Esther? Esther, was it not Agberos? So what are you now trying to say? That is the problem. Agbero have become part of Lagos governance. Something they cannot get through healthy competition, through intelligent argument, they deploy Agbero to help them out. Is that what you call success? No, tell me that these things are not happening in Lagos here. You saw what happened during the last election in 2023. When MC Oluoma, with all that man did, he has even been promoted and is now in Abuja. Even when the court said, no, you are not supposed to be the president of this organization, Tinubu brought him and crowned him and elevated him. Is that not true, Esther? When you see all this, please, what other evidence are you looking for? That these guys, they have turned Lagos into a gangster paradise, where gangsters are now the alternate government. What the government doesn't want to do, or what they will deploy them, they will help them and do the thing. And you are telling me that this thing will not cause problem. The earlier we call out those who are doing it, the better. Let us not pretend about it. It will soon spread to other states. And that is the idea. Esther, that is the idea. By the time you introduce these young youths into this thing, it becomes now a business and a job. Political thuggery and Agbero.
Well, I'm sure you know about Malami, whose convoy was attacked.
Of course, yes.
He went for a condolence visit to the emir of Wandu and the family of the late Imam Tukur Kola in Birnin Kebbi. His convoy was violently attacked near, a private residence by political thugs that emerged from, according to, what he said, by state APC headquarters positioned very close to his residence. That stones and dangerous objects were hurled at them. And that what is most disturbing is that this is not an isolated act. Actually, it's been happening across certain states controlled by the APC. So apparently it is so sad that many Nigerians have taken to mainstream media, taken to social media to complain. So my question is this: are we saying that ahead of the 2027 elections, there's a tendency that opposition parties will not be allowed to campaign in states run by the APC?
In fact, it is obvious. You see, that's why I laugh at those who said, we can be caught talking, we can be complaining, Tinubu will rule till 2090 or 20 whatever. Is this how to win a free and fair election, Esther? That is the simple question. So are you telling me now that we have become so degraded to the level of animal that we can't do a simple election in a free and fair manner? Esther, this is their only modus operandi. Electoral thuggery, electoral brigandage, electoral violence.
There were thugs everywhere, and it's frightening. And it's terrible, Barrister Darlington, because we've not gotten any official report from the police that they were investigating where these guys are, who they are, and where they came from.
They are not doing the work of the police, Esther. You heard what revival that the people came to their second venue. The DPO, a whole police, open after talking to some people. He now went outside, made some call, and then opened the gates of that venue, and immediately thugs start walking in, and police was standing by the gate watching them. Esther, God Almighty. I hope Lagos and Nigerians are listening, because tomorrow now they will leave the real issues and be looking for somebody to blame. I hope somebody is listening to what is going on in Lagos. It has become now a mobster state, where police will now be aiding and abetting political thuggery in a daylight manner. Can you just imagine? I said tomorrow, when this thing will become a bigger problem than it is now, some people will be running their mouth right, left, and center. In fact, they will look for the Igbo to blame. What? Mark my word. They will look, because they are already telling us that Roosevelt is not an Igbo man. He's the one causing this problem in Lagos. Esther, Roosevelt all of a sudden has become an Igbo man. By the time that young man now said, no, after all, this is my father's land. I am a true son of Lagos. I can't allow this. Maybe go and call one of his two brothers. Those people will now say, okay, we too, we are the owner of Lagos now. What do you think will happen, Esther? What do you think will happen? Because you can't continue to allow brigandage, violence, to claim victory in an election that's supposed to be free and fair, and then when you succeed, you beat your chest. Your sycophant and gullible followers will be praising you, calling you all sorts of big names that will make your ego to blow up. Meanwhile, you didn't win this thing in a true, fair and fair manner. So why are you jubilating? That is the question here. We did we say you should allow, as you are campaigning, allow that to campaign? What is wrong? Esther, what is wrong? It's like telling me now that you are, because you are from a certain state, you cannot go to another state to do business or whatever. Just remain in your state. That's what these people are trying to introduce, Esther. Gradually, that's what they are trying to introduce. Esther, go to Jibowu night bus. Go and check. Most of the night buses, go and check, is women from the southwest here who are going to Aba to go and buy market. I said, go and do that survey. They are going there to go and buy market in Aba to come and sell. Now, we should say they should not come to Southeast Abi. You can see how people create problem where there should be none. And when we say it, the government will just keep silent, the police will keep silent. That means they lack what is doing, they validated it. So, are you not telling the other people, go and do the same now?
Okay.
That's the meaning.
Barrister, if you had listened to my intro where I mentioned whereby Yobe State is mourning over 84 persons who died in the hands of terrorists. So apparently that report was released by the Punch newspaper. And if you go check, that particular story has been removed. Now, for example, the state command in Yobe State is actually refuting the report that was published by Punch that Yobe is mourning because they are conducting a mass burial of 84 persons. When this information came out that 84 people were killed by terrorists and given a mass burial in Mafa village and Taruma local government area. Now, when that story came out, it circulated, and later the story has been debunked, a couple of Nigerians feel that maybe the paper was threatened, or that they were not supposed to report that, or the state government is trying to shield something. So was it that no prior investigation, no prior questioning was made before that report was released? Or are we saying that we have similar issues happening across the state, but they deliberately keep it away from the press to create a false sense of serenity?
Have I not told you that half of what is reported, half of what is unknown to many Nigerians? If they tell you that 10 people died, go and check. They're up to 30.
No, but they're saying that actually did not happen.
Oh, it did not happen?
Yes.
Are you serious?
From the findings, that story did not happen at all.
Okay, let them.
Yes. Punch has removed it from, their website. It's just that other news outlets still have it on their page.
No,
but the Yobe State Police Command slammed them for that report. The thing is, right now, reports come out like this, and it's easy for people to believe it because of the state of insecurity across the country, and the fact that, the attitude of the government of the day seems to be like, there is nothing they can do beyond what they are managing to do.
Esther, please, let's even assume that the point is wrong or whatever. Please, something worse than that has happened in this country. True or false?
True.
Is it a falsehood that there is insecurity in Nigeria and the scores, hundreds of thousands of people have died? Is it a falsehood? If somebody come and say that, will you say that that person is lying? I mean, these are issues that you need to interrogate. If you have covered up something and the nosy journalist went to smoke it out and report it, why will you now be hounding him? Because then they wanted to keep it under wraps. Maybe this reporter just went to unearth it and expose it, and that's where they are angry. There are certain news they don't want you to hear.
Well, we heard about the ones happening in some states, Borno or so, where some things happen and they don't want the press to cover it.
Exactly. That's what I've been doing, living in denial, living under false pretenses.
All right, Barrister Darlington, the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has travelled to the UK for medical attention. They say he secretly travelled to UK, and the sources privy to the minister's health status disclosed to Sahara reporters that Wike has been diagnosed with congestive heart failure and is currently under medical management. So the reason why this became an issue, because obviously it's normal if any of these 7 ministers or governors have one health condition or the other. The reason why they don't actually disclose this is because most times they feel it's an aberration for them to mention their current health limitation, something that is meant to be in the public space. The fact that you have a health condition does not mean that you are limited to your responsibility as a government official. But in this part of the world, they like to cover it up. They like to hide it. They feel if you let Nigerians know the state of their health, they'll be seen as people who do not deserve to be in the position they occupy. So according to what the doctors recommended, they recommended that Nyesom Wike do a bypass surgery, but he refused. He declined the procedure over concerns about being away from his duties for an extended period of time and the possibility of being replaced during his absence.
Or being away before the 2027 election.
Well, the idea is maybe they may take the FCT Minister position from him, and he needs to retain that position.
And he will not be there. The important thing is 2027, where he has promised Tinubu all the votes in Nigeria. He wouldn't want to be absent. Look, when you see this type of thing happening next time, you know why?
Why?
The person involved has skeleton in his cupboard. You know, when you have committed a lot of atrocities and infamy against your people, you wouldn't want them to know that you are an ordinary human being. You can fall sick. You want to remain the same superhuman being who can never fall sick. And so when you have such image, you'll be hiding it so that your enemies will not mock you and say, "Look at him. Sebin, are you there for bed there?" You know our people now. They will use a street balance. Say, so you too safe. I think say you be superhuman being. I don't know say you no get anything. They will tell him that. So that's what they are trying to avoid, nothing else. And that's what we've been telling people. Stop playing God, because you can never be God. You can't. That's the reason why they hide all these their sickness here and there. But for how long and how far can you do that?
Barrister, any person above the age of 60 or even from 50, some of them have health conditions. Is either they're diabetics or they have heart conditions, shortage of blood, one or two issues wrong with them. And they have supplements and they have drugs that they take to put whatever condition they are in check. As a government official, is there anything wrong in letting the people know about your health status? Let me give you an example. Israeli Prime Minister very recently went through a prostate surgery. I think something that had to do, he had cancer or a tumor in there. He did that surgery. There was supposed to be a meeting between the United States of America, he and a couple of Hamas officials while they were trying to de-escalate the situation in Gaza. That meeting could not hold. Or was it a meeting or he was meant to appear in court, the International Criminal Court, that's the ICC, over issues concerning the clampdown on human rights, freedom of either expression, association, and the fact that they are committing genocide in Gaza. Now, Israeli Prime Minister couldn't attend that particular appearance because he had to undergo prostate surgery. That was made known to the entire world. Now, former US President Mr. Joe Biden too had issues. I remember at the time it was publicly said and disclosed the FBI had to do a thorough questioning of former President Joe Biden for almost 7 hours. I wanted to check his mental acuity so he doesn't mistakenly slip out some secrets of the United States. After they did all of that, they found out that he was okay. But the thing is, everybody knew about it. There were instances where Joe Biden also did some public appearances during the campaign. There were times we saw him looking like someone who was petrified. There were times we heard that he was wearing Pampers, adult Pampers. There were times we heard him like they call his name, like he doesn't respond. There were instances they said he acted like a robot, that Kamala Harris had to take him down, accompany him, or he did not know what direction to take in stepping down from the stage. These things were public. Everyone knew about his health condition, about his family, about his son, Hunter Biden. So the question is, in this part of the world, why is it very difficult for government officials to admit that they have one health issue or the other? They prefer to cover it up. And if you disclose it, they come out immediately and deny that such a thing is happening.
I don't give you reasons. You know, here in Africa, especially African leaders, they believe that they are superhuman beings who can never fall sick. That is the projection. That is the image they create in the public sphere. Are you getting me? That is the image they have created among the people. That they are very superhuman being who can never fall sick, who is very strong, who can do all things and all that, even with their failing age and health. And so when such a thing happens, they wouldn't want you to know. Maybe it will lose the respect you have for them.
How?
Because
that you're a human being?
Listen now, and the two, maybe their opponent will take advantage that after all, this man is a weak man, no? All those nonsense which is not applicable when it comes to health.
Nigerians started speculating something was wrong with Nyesom Wike when they saw his appearance.
Of course.
He became so dry and very lean.
Exactly.
And they constituted or concluded that there is something wrong, but he never admitted. He just simply said he was dieting and ensure that weight gain is not the best healthy way to go. Do you think this is as a result of this perceived illness that he went to the UK for?
Of course. Now, when Atiku told you that this man started drinking as early as 11 o'clock in the morning, what do you think will happen? Did I not tell you here that the result will soon come? I said it, and Wike did not deny it. He was even boasting about it. All this thing that whenever he want to talk, he'll be talking like a busted exhaust pipe of a trailer.
Is that not baritone voice?
What?
That's baritone.
If you want to listen to baritone, listen. Want to listen to, go and listen to, what is his name, this musician Barry White. Go and listen to when you talk of baritone or this jazz singer. Where is that jazz singer?
Where is he?
The name. So this, when I said listen, when you now know what is called baritone voice. Yeah, you getting me? This thing Wike is talking, is the way he's talking. I've always said, even native doctors, they don't talk like that.
Chai.
I said, what is all this? Have I not said it here before? This is a problem that this man refused to attend to, and now it has grown. You can't talk, you can't be talking like that as a human being, and you say that all is not, it's not possible. Apparently, this expensive this in wine or alcohol had been taking a toll on him, and he didn't even bother. When Atiku said that, did the Wike come out to say he doesn't even touch wine, he doesn't know anything about drink? But you can see that whenever he goes on such a habit, it reflects in the way he talks in the public. Pure and simple. You can't be normal and be talking like that. It's not possible. It can never be. And so, when this thing was going on, what do you think will happen at the end of the day? Because your body responds to what you put inside it. Even this one, you are saying that, yes, there are certain ill health that synonymous with old age.
Yeah.
You can't run away from it, Esther. You can't. No matter what, you can't. Diet to do this, so it is one out of 1,000 people that may, escape it. Look at the whole Joe Biden. Do you think, what is diet? What kind of food or not that? Yeah, that he cannot be placed on. He has all the money to eat the best diet and everything. Yet, he came down with this thing. Many US presidents, all because of old age, it comes. It's like somebody saying, I will not die. Who is that person? No, hold on. Who is that person? You are deceiving yourself. So when people are behaving the way they are behaving, they don't, when they have gathered all this problem around them, all this atrocity, when the result to come now, they become ashamed to own up. Like a Wike, Esther, do you expect a Wike to come and tell you that he is sick, he's not feeling well? This one that talks and behaves like a superhuman being, that he will do this, he will put fire. This man that knows how to put fire in all the states. Even Shango that vomits fire couldn't have boasted that he will put fire in every state that does not agree with him. So when he had made all these statements and all this bragging, then something bigger than him now hold him. Like we are seeing now. Do you think he will be very happy to come and own up and tell the public that, look, this is what is going on with me, So that is the reason. But when you are not humble enough, even in or out of office, Jonathan, they say they were abusing him. Look at that man. Is Jonathan not in good health? Many years after he left office, Esther, when did you hear that Jonathan went to any hospital and spent 2 days there or one night? You can see what we are talking about.
Barrister Darlington, let's go back to what I read earlier concerning this particular tweet from Mr. Kelechi Dompido. Like I said, it was just at random, and I felt that the angle with which he came from, some Nigerians may align and some Nigerians may not align with the line of thoughts that he wrote down here. But there is something he actually said. He called the politicians cannibals, that they keep feeding, devouring the nation's lifeblood, and that because Nigerians are silent, they are also compliant due to a misplaced sense of hope that possibly tomorrow might be better. Now, let's look at this context. For example, there is a conscious effort amongst our Nigerian youth understanding the trajectory of our politics. They realize that politics is the bane of their administrative form of governance. They're also now getting themselves aware of what is happening in government, which includes government policies that affects their day-to-day activities, affects their businesses, affects their infrastructure, welfare, lifestyle, including education. This awareness was emboldened specifically towards the 2023 elections, where they were tired of the misrule and misgovernance of the previous administration. They felt refused to listen to their voices. It encapsulated and got to a climax during the EndSARS protest in 2020 with the hashtag Sorosuke, speak out, speak louder. Barrister Darlington, since then, the Nigerian demography that usually used to be nonchalant with issues in our political space have become brazenly aware and conscious. Also, those who did not understand the essence of their culture and their identity rooted to their culture have decided to study and understand the foundation, the history of their culture. Why is that so? With the emergence of the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, an awareness of regionality has come on board, basically because of ethnic sentiment that is thriving. One person who has always been outspoken for the essence of regional recognition is Bashir El-Rufai'S son. And this is what he wrote in a recent tweet about 2 days ago. He says, regional autonomy can easily solve this situation of blame games. It is crucial as all citizens of said region would be cognizant of who they can directly hold responsible for their woes. He says, I don't believe in this esoteric concept of one Nigeria. Escobar and I can agree on that. For him, he believes, for example, that he does not subscribe to the idea of one Nigeria, insisting that regional autonomy remains the only viable solution to the country's challenges. Barrister, do you think that is true with what is currently going on as to the perception of economic imbalance and access?
Esther, it will never work because when they get to Abuja, they forgot regionalism because it will not favor them. No regional leader or premier can remove 1 billion naira from the coffers of their region without that treasury shaking like this. You'll be shaking. But you can take 100 billion naira from Abuja. Nobody will even know whether you remove money or not. So that particular exercise is what is helping them. Like the amount of money that you are hearing now that disappeared from Abuja, can it disappear from any region and that region will still be standing? It can never happen. So these leaders, when they go to Abuja, they say, if I can make all this money here, with these people, when I go to, they won't allow me, so they won't talk about it again. It can never happen. That is one thing, one particular reason why they are afraid of regionalism. Because of the money they are stealing.
All right, Barrister Darlington, we'll take a very short break, and then when we return, the evening rush continues. You're currently listening to VOP 90.3 FM. We'll take a very short break. Wachiko, thank you for staying with us. Barrister Darlington, we're speaking of the situation with Nasir El-Rufai'S son saying that a regional system of government is the preferable way to go, that Nigeria is not one Nigeria.
Yes, because that thing will not work. If not, listen, Esther. Imagine if that is the way to go. Do you think the day they enter office, that's the way they declare it? It is journalism. But it will not help them.
Why do you say it won't help them?
Because they won't have enough money to steal in their region.
But the president seems to be pushing indirectly for regionalism.
Look, Esther, when something is not
with the current tax reform
leave
bill.
all those things. This is small screen. It will not do anything. Look, the local government financial autonomy, what happened to it? Hold on. What happened to it 1 year after the Supreme Court ruling? What happened? Tinubu decided that, look, any governor who cannot give local government chairman their money, CBN.
Is it the president that is meant to enforce, or the police that is meant to enforce after a Supreme Court ruling?
Which police?
A Supreme Court gave ruling that local governments are now should be financially autonomous. Money directly going to the accounts of the local government and no longer through the state government. So the Supreme Court has given a ruling. Who is meant to enforce the ruling of the Supreme Court?
The executive.
The executive?
Yes.
Okay, let me give you an instance.
Because it was the executive that took that bill to National Assembly.
Barrister Darlington, the situation with Labour Party after the Supreme Court judgment. Why is it that the executive did not enforce the Supreme Court judgment?
That is the political
matter. Why was it being waited for INEC?
Because it do not favor the APC government now. They want the place to scatter. You didn't hear when Tinubu said it that?
So you're saying that if the Supreme Court gives a judgment, it is the executive that is meant to enforce it and not the police?
The enforcement will depend on whose side, who will benefit from the judgment. That is where the enforcement will come from. If APC will benefit, they will enforce it immediately.
Who was the one that actually took that case to court in the first place for you to think that it is not something that the current administration actually wants, headed by President Tinubu?
Who took what to court?
Who took this case to court? How come this financial autonomy?
It was the presidency. Exactly. So when they now rule in favor of it, why hasn't he gone ahead? You mean he doesn't have the God to do it or what? Because it will not favor him. That is why I told you initially when I said it will not work. Did I not tell you? From day one, I told Tinubu this thing will not work. Forget it. As long as the constitution has not been tinkered with, that thing will never work. Until you now tinker with the constitution. And for you to do that, you need the cooperation of the states assembly and the governors. Is that not true? You need their cooperation. And they will not cooperate with you. You can see the dilemma here. So why can't Tinubu take the same clauses that stated that the state and the local government should have a joint account? You have to separate it from the constitution before this thing can work. That is the crux of the matter. Why hasn't Tinubu thought of it, Esther? Because politically, it will not favor him. The governors will come after him.
Barrister,
are you not getting it?
No, I'm finding it.
Hold on, now listen. Okay. If Tinubu should implement that Supreme Court judgment, the governors will be shortchanged. The money they are getting, they won't get it again from the local government, and without even thinking with the constitution, provision of the constitution. Are you listening to me? Now, where will that leave Tinubu and the governors in the election that is coming?
Okay, Barrister Darlington, what is causing my state of confusion in this explanation you're giving here is this. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, while he was the governor of Lagos State, pushed for this case. That financial autonomy should be given to a local government. Are we saying that he did not foresee that it did not favor him when he was pushing for that? And now the Supreme Court has ruled in that favor. You're saying that the reason why he has not enforced it is because it will not benefit him. For the person who was a proponent of that particular case, and the Supreme Court has aligned with it, and you're saying that it's not going to benefit him, and that's why he has not enforced it.
Esther, look, before a guy man can catch a mugu, he will tell that mugu the sweet things he need to hear. That is the only time the mugu can fall. All this you are telling me that he was saying it so that he can gain your sympathy, your support, your attraction, and everything.
Okay.
He didn't mean it. That's the truth. Yes, it was for politics. He just said it so that you say, yeah, this man is coming to do good. Yeah, look at what he has. He has a good, he has a good profile, a good project, a good idea. Yeah. After what happened? All this, what is it called now? Regionalism and restructuring. If you check, that was the mantra of APC before they took over from PDP in 2015. Is that not true? 10 years down the line, no single restructuring has happened anywhere. Not with the police, not with the local government, not with the polity, not with the electoral system, nothing. Esther, nothing. 10 years.
Barrister Nyesom Wike, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, God Hope Uzodinma, and some of our top senators, including Godswill Akpabio, traveled to Paris, traveled to London, traveled to the United States of America, traveled to all of these countries that have well-established state-of-the-art hospitals to treat themselves. And the journalist was jailed because he was able to display the true state of living and health condition and health facilities of the federal government-owned hospitals.
Good.
A state hospital where there is no mattress, the patients are lying on a spring bed. A state hospital where there was serious flood, like the hospital was flooded, the patients are walking on the water. And because the journalist decided to display the truth, he was jailed. So Nigerians who are sick will sleep on the floor, sleep on a spring bed, makeup bed, and our political elites will go to a well-established state-of-the-art hospital with people's taxpayers' money to treat themselves. My question to you, Barrister Darlington, is at what point will the rhetoric and narrative of ethnic religious sentiments stop being the order of the day or the conversation for Nigerians to have a collective voice and demand good governance from their leaders?
That is why they don't want people with conscience. Leaders who want to die for their people, they don't want them to come into office. Because those leaders would embarrass them with their type of governance they are coming to present. I'm telling you, leaders who don't have empathy for the people, they don't want such people to come and rule Nigeria and show them what leadership is all about. They don't. It is only when Nigerians choose to elect this leader, that is when they will have a breath of life. I told you what happened to Anambra before P2B came there. After the Ngige Mbadunuju saga with Oba brothers, it now came to another election cycle in Anambra. What happened? The Anambra people, leaders of thought, they went to Emeka Anyoko and said, look, we want somebody who can, give us good leadership. We want to do away with this Oba brothers and Ngige and all that. And Emeka Anyoko told them that they should give him 3 days. They should come back. Esther, 3 days, the people of Anambra came back and said, Oga, Nanyuku, we don't come. He said, okay, you are here. He said, yes. He said he had 3 names for them. Somebody who can repair Anambra. They say, who are those names? He said, number 1 name is P2B. They said, yes. He said, number 2 name is P2B. They kept quiet. He said, number 3 name is P2B. Case closed. They didn't say any other word. All of them left. And the P2B, it is that came on board. And the result is history. So, look, at every point in time, Nigerians should know. They know what they want. They know who they want. It's just that this cabal, according to them, these people who have gone to one dark room and swore oath that, look, you see the leadership of this country. Anybody who is not from us must not rule. They say, in their this they speak with guttural, all those voices you hear from native doctor shrine. Okay. You don't hear them. Like somebody now who is treating himself, the voice. So those voices, they use it to swear oath that these are the people that will be ruling you like this country. They say, and you think it's a joke, Abi? So anybody who is not forget it, you need the force to break it. I'm not joking.
Okay,
I told you here that Nigeria is in a
why will El-Rufai'S son call the president Escobar?
In fact, maybe they have been doing business together.
Because it's not the first time he's calling him that, and nothing has happened.
What will happen?
Does anyone have any right to call the president such a derogatory name?
No.
And the person is still working free?
Somebody answers Escobar. Is that a one Mexican?
He's a notorious Colombian drug lord. He has become a nickname used online by opponents of the president. The nickname is rooted in long-standing allegations from the 1990s when Tinubu was linked to a drug trafficking investigation in the United States.
So let him clear his name, Abi. Yes, now let him clear his name. It's as simple as that.
Who should clear his name? The president.
If you know that name, you don't bear it, then go to court or you clear it.
The case is in court. You've heard him enforce and impose on the U.S. court not to disclose any record. They should continue to redact his name from any record. The FBI and the DEA.
That means the name remains.
The Escobar name remains?
Of course, until you clear it.
The president has distanced himself from that, and that's why he's in court.
No, he have not. The thing has not been cleared. You didn't hear me.
He actually sought the assistance of a Philadelphia PR firm.
It has not been cleared. He's just fighting that to make sure that this thing is not revealed. That means there is element of truth there. Esther, I mean, even a child of yesterday knows that yes, the effort Tinubu is putting on this matter, we tell you that there is something there. Nko Owambe.